Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League predictions. We are back with some more fixtures this weekend, guys. As ever, drop a like and subscribe. And I'm joined by Sophie.
Hey, you right?
You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Like I say, you're doing well with the predictions recently. Let's get straight into it with a Merseyside derby. Everton versus Liverpool. Everton still winless. They have picked up a few 1-1 draws in a row now. But Liverpool with back-to-back wins now. It took them to the 98th minute to beat Newcastle. They haven't won away yet, but you just think the confidence is there. It's a big game with the Merseyside derby, but I fancy Liverpool 2-0.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think Liverpool should have some confidence going into this after the last two results. Everton, after their slow start, I don't think they're going to be very confident at all going into this Merseyside derby. Like you said, it's such a big game. So for me, I think Liverpool are going to win 3-0.
3-0. Next up to Brentford versus Leeds, an interesting match. They played on the final day of last season when Leeds stayed up dramatically. Both had a decent start so far. I expected it from Brentford. Got to say I've been pleasantly surprised by Leeds. Hopefully they keep up their good start. It's a tricky one, but I'll go for a share of the spoils. I think they're both capable of winning this. Brentford maybe a little bit more because they're at home, but I think they're both good. 1-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think this game could go either way, to be honest, and that's why it's quite hard to predict. So saying that obviously means I think they're evenly matched, so I'm going to agree 1-1. 1-1.
Okay, next up we go to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea versus West Ham. Chelsea bouncing between good results and bad results at the moment. West Ham drew 1-1 with Spurs. They're starting to get up and running. It's a tricky one. With Chelsea, I don't know what you're going to get at this point in time. Are they going to win? If they do, is it going to be convincing? I think they could win, but it might not be convincing. I think they could just do with the 3 points just to keep the points coming in after that defeat to Southampton. West Ham are a tricky team, but I'll say Chelsea 1-0.
Yeah, see, I've actually spoken to a few Chelsea fans and they're actually starting to turn on the manager a little bit just because of this slow start. And they think they're going to get beat this weekend. And I have to say, I agree. I think West Ham are going to win this 1-0.
1-0 West Ham. Wow, love it. Crazy prediction. Next up, we'll go to Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. I think this is a really, really decent matchup. Yeah. Two solid sides, two really decent sides that I think should be battling for the top 10. Newcastle probably looking towards the top 6. Newcastle maybe slight favourites with the very good start they've had and the fact they're at home and the momentum they've got with the new owners and everything looking really good there. But Palace are a good team, and I could see them maybe getting out of here with a draw, 2-2.
Yeah, I could actually see a draw playing out, to be honest. But just the way Newcastle are playing, to be honest, they should have got a draw at Liverpool. To concede so late on, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But I think they are going to bounce back with 3 points. So 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 Newcastle. Next up, this is big. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Two newly promoted sides that have picked up 4 points so far. They've both been dealt big blows by big teams. Nottingham Forest received a drubbing from Man City, but it's those games that you can't read into. It's this was the big game for Forest all week. They knew Man City was a free hit. Can they beat Bournemouth? Bournemouth have now obviously departed with Scott Parker.
Which I think's harsh.
It wasn't on results though. It was a falling out with the owners.
Okay, that makes more sense because I thought they've had a really hard
They have had a hard start.
So to get rid of him after that.
Yeah,
but if it's to do with the falling out, then okay, fair enough. But I still think it's harsh.
Yeah, they picked up a 0-0 in midweek against Wolves. I just fancy Forest at home. I've said the City ground is a fortress. They're going to be singing as loud as they can, and this is a massive game for both. I think Steve Cooper is going to get the 3 points for Forest. 2-0. Yeah,
I don't think I've predicted a Forest win yet, but this is a game I'm going to predict them to win. I think they've got to look at this and think, come on, right, we're at home. These are kind of teams that we could really beat in the Prem, and I think they're going to do it. So for me, 2-1.
2-1 Forest. Next up, Tottenham versus Fulham. Tottenham with the 1-1 draw against West Ham. Their season's gone all right so far. Just a few more wins and they'll be right in the mix. I suppose they're looking at Arsenal thinking, we want to catch up with them as the rivals and everything. You got Fulham though, who are a very, very good. They're the best of the newly promoted teams so far.
Surprising me.
Very tough test, but Fulham did go to Arsenal and give them a good game. I'm going to back the underdog to get something. I'll say Tottenham 1, Fulham 1.
Yeah, to be honest, I should be kind of looking at this, giving Fulham a little bit more respect, but I am going to back a Spurs win. 2-1, so I'm at least saying it's a tight game.
Interesting. Okay, next up, this is a big one. Wolves versus Southampton. Wolves could really do with that win soon. They're playing Southampton, who are a very tricky team to predict because Southampton beat Chelsea, and I'll be honest, I didn't predict that, so fair play to them. but they bounce between a good result and a bad result. Ultimately, I think Southampton will be safe this season, but I think this is a bigger game for Wolves because they need their first win. I'll say 2-1 to Wolves.
Okay, I'm going to back a draw. I don't think they're going to get the 3 points just yet because, as I've said in another video, I think Southampton are quite a tough team to break down. But yeah, Wolves, they should kind of look at getting the 3 points, especially against Southampton, but I don't know. I think it's going to be too tight to call, so 1-1.
Aston Villa versus Manchester City next. Aston Villa still with just the 1 win and now 4 defeats.
Could Gerrard be getting the sack?
I could see some pressure. I could see some
He's
pressure
spent
building.
money. It's not like he's not spent money. He has spent the money.
I
And
agree.
I like him.
I agree. I absolutely agree. The money spent there made people think Villa are going to be battling for the top 10. At the moment,
I thought it.
they're looking like they'll be happy to survive.
Yeah.
They're not getting anything here. Man City will roll them 3-0.
Roll them 3-0. They've just bloody beat Forest 6-0. I'm going to say another 5-0.
5-0?
Honestly, like Haaland got a hat-trick in like 30 odd minutes. That's ridiculous. He's on fire. And the people that thought he's not going to cut it in the Prem, he's proven them all wrong, isn't he? Two games, back-to-back hat-tricks.
Yeah.
Imagine if he makes it through.
He is a monster, isn't he? Yeah, fair enough.
5-0 Man City.
Next up, Brighton versus Leicester. I do like Brighton, I've got to be honest. Brighton, although they lost to Fulham, will be my favourites coming into this. They need to bounce back, and they're a solid team. Quite a tricky place to go to. Leicester City, you don't know what you're going to get. I'm going to say Brighton 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to back a Brighton 1-0 win. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, to be honest, but I can't see Leicester leaving with anything, so Brighton 1-0.
Okay, last up, Manchester United versus Arsenal. This is a tricky one because Man United they had a slow start with the first 2 games and they turned a bit of a corner. Now you've got Arsenal who've won 5 out of 5. I tell you what, if Arsenal win this, I don't know if they're in a title race, but they're certainly in the discussion for a top 2.
I feel like we should be saying title race with the start, but I don't know, it's Arsenal.
Yeah, it's tricky. I just don't know. I feel like Manchester United going to Old Trafford for Arsenal, I still think they'll remain unbeaten, but there might be a draw here. I'll say 1-1.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to play United at Old Trafford. They have just had a turn in form, but I wouldn't say they're playing amazing, to be honest. Arsenal, again, like last time I've seen them play, I didn't think they played great football, but they've had such a good start. So do I think they're going to continue their winless run? Yeah. I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1
Arsenal?
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. That wraps up our predictions, guys. Get your predictions down below. Let us know what you think of the upcoming Premier League games this weekend. As ever, drop a like and make sure to subscribe. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.